Welcome, brave travelers, to our tour of the underworld of Greek mythology, where life meets its end and the souls of the deceased embark on an eternal journey. The Greek underworld is often referred to as Hades after its ruler, the god of the dead. It is a realm that serves as the final destination for the souls of the deceased. Our adventure begins at the threshold of this domain, where we are met by the fearsome guardian, Cerberus, the three-headed hound of Hades. Cerberus is an awe-inspiring and terrifying sight to behold, with not one, not two, but three heads, each head with a writhing mane of serpents. To gain entrance into the underworld, souls must pass this hound of Hades. Few have been able to get past this incredible creature alive. One who managed was the hero Heracles, or Hercules. As one of his 12 labors, he managed to wrestle the gigantic Cerberus and drag him back to the earthly domain. Once past Cerberus, the journey into the Greek underworld begins with the river Styx, a dark waterway that forms a boundary between the world of the living and the realm of the dead. This is the ferryman Charon, a gaunt and ugly figure with a long beard who guides the spirits across the river. To pay Charon for his service, the deceased are buried with a coin placed under their tongues. Once across the Styx, we find ourselves in a desolate landscape. The Greek underworld is often described as a vast and gloomy expanse, shrouded in perpetual twilight. In the distance, the most prominent feature is the Palace of Hades, where we'll head first. In contrast to its dim surroundings, it is a grand marble palace with beautiful orchards outside. Inside the palace reside Hades and his queen, Persephone. She is often depicted as a melancholic figure, possibly more fearsome than Hades himself. But she has great beauty, rivaling even Aphrodite. Hades, stern and aloof, sits on a grand throne in the center of his kingdom, with his power reaching to every corner of this realm. Surrounding the palace are various regions that make up the Greek underworld. The largest of these are the Fields of Asphodel, our next destination. The Asphodel Fields are depicted as a vast, featureless plain that stretches as far as the eye can see. The landscape is characterized by stark hills and fields covered only in tall, pale, and ghostly flowers known as asphodels, a bland plant with little taste. The atmosphere in the asphodel meadows is perpetually overcast and gloomy. The temperature remains neither too hot nor too cold, adding to the overall feeling of neutrality and monotony. The souls of ordinary, unremarkable individuals populate the asphodel fields. These are people who did not achieve greatness or infamy in life and lived relatively average lives. Their actions were neither exceptionally virtuous nor egregiously wicked. Those who led virtuous lives get sent to our next destination, the Elysian Fields. The Elysian Fields are described as a place of extraordinary natural beauty and serenity. They are often depicted as a vast, idyllic meadow with lush green grass, vibrant and fragrant flowers, and clear, sparkling streams. Unlike the other parts of the Greek underworld, the Elysian Fields are bathed in warm and radiant sunlight. The Elysian Fields are reserved for souls who lived exceptionally virtuous or morally upright lives during their time on Earth. These are individuals who made significant positive contributions to society, upheld noble ideals, or displayed acts of selflessness. There is a place within Elysium that is reserved for the very utmost virtuous or heroic. The Isle of the Blessed, or the White Island, the final resting place of the greatest of souls. Heroes of Greek mythology and renowned figures, such as Achilles and other legendary warriors like Hector, are often said to reside within the Isle of the Blessed. Now down to the most terrifying part of the underworld, Tartarus. Tartarus is depicted as a chasm-like pit that extends far below the surface of the Greek underworld. The air in Tartarus is thick and suffocating, and the temperature is frigidly cold. The landscape is barren and desolate, with jagged rocks, precipitous cliffs, and an overall feeling of bleakness. Tartarus is reserved for the souls of those who committed heinous crimes during their mortal lives. Like getting this far through a video without subscribing or liking. Notable inhabitants of Tartarus include figures such as the Titans, who waged war against the Olympian gods, and other mythical villains like Tantalus, Sisyphus, and Ixion. For example, Sisyphus is condemned to endlessly roll a massive boulder up a steep hill, only to have it roll back down as he nears the summit. The judgment of souls is carried out by the three judges of the dead, Rhadamanthus, Minos, and Aeacus, who determine the severity of the offenses and assign the appropriate destinations. Unfortunately, we have now come to the end of your tour, and the three judges have decided you shall remain here in Tartarus. Good luck with that.